You have never once questioned a star. Not really, but you have doubted almost every person you have ever met, your best friend, your own family, even yourself on a bad day. Why does a random point of light in the sky get more trust from you than the people standing right in front of you? The answer starts with a problem you still have today. People lie. People forget. People change their minds depending on their mood, their hunger, their fear. But the stars never do that. Orion rises in the same place every winter. The Pleiades vanish and return on schedule, year after year, generation after generation. In a world with no clocks, no calendars, no written records, that kind of consistency was not just impressive, it was priceless. Consider what life actually looked like 18,000 years ago. There was no way to check a date, no app to tell you when the rains would come or when the herds would move. The only reliable information came from watching the sky long enough to notice its patterns. And once someone noticed those patterns, everything changed. Anthropologist Alexander Marshak spent years studying bone fragments etched with strange marks, tools that seemed too old to carry any real meaning. But when he examined them closely under magnification, he found something startling. The marks were not random. They matched the phases of the moon. Ancient people were not just observing the sky, they were recording it, keeping a kind of memory that did not rely on any single person's mind. That detail matters more than it sounds. Human memory is fragile. Ask two people to recall the same conversation and you will get two different stories. Ask a tribe to remember exactly when the last harsh winter began and you will get guesses, arguments, disagreements. But the moon does not argue. It waxes. It wanes. It repeats. A carved bone could hold that information more reliably than any elder's memory, no matter how respected that elder was. So a strange hierarchy formed. Humans learned to trust the unchanging sky over the changing people around them. Not because people were untrustworthy in a moral sense, but because the sky simply did not fail. It did not get sick. It did not forget. It did not have bad days. This trust shaped survival in very concrete ways. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied hunter-gatherer groups and found that seasonal star positions often marked exactly when to move camp, when certain plants would be ready, when animals would migrate through a particular valley. Get the timing wrong and a family could starve. Get it right, using knowledge passed down through star patterns, and they thrived. The sky became a survival manual written across the dark. But something deeper was happening too. Something psychological. When your environment is unpredictable, your brain searches for anything stable to hold on to. Anything that does not shift beneath your feet. In small, ancient communities, alliances broke. Trust between people could be tested and betrayed. But the North Star stayed exactly where it was supposed to be, night after night, whether anyone deserved it or not. Here is the counterintuitive twist. This is not some outdated superstition your ancestors clung to before they knew better. Astrophysicist Anthony Avini has shown that early star tracking across dozens of unrelated cultures, from the Polynesians navigating open ocean to early agricultural societies in Mesopotamia, developed with startling independence. Different peoples, oceans apart, arrived at the same conclusion. Watch the sky. It will not lie to you. And this same instinct never actually left you. It simply changed shape. Think about how much you rely today on things that behave predictably instead of things that behave emotionally. You trust your phone's calendar more than your memory of what someone told you last week. You trust a weather app over a friend's guess about tomorrow's forecast. You trust routines, schedules, systems, the parts of your life that behave like the stars did. Consistent, unemotional, reliable regardless of how you feel about them. Have you ever noticed how comforting a predictable schedule feels, even when nothing about your day is difficult? That comfort is ancient. It is the same nervous system relief your ancestors felt watching a familiar constellation rise exactly where it always had. There is something almost lonely buried in this pattern, though. Ancient humans lived in tight, interdependent groups. They depended on each other for food, protection, warmth. And yet the one thing they trusted most completely was something with no heartbeat at all. No intentions, no feelings, just a pattern. Maybe that is not really a story about distrust of people. Maybe it is a story about what trust actually requires. Consistency, predictability, the sense that something will behave the same way tomorrow as it did yesterday. People struggle to offer that, even the ones who love us most, because people are shaped by fear, mood, memory, and circumstance. The sky offers it effortlessly, without even trying. Psychologist Nicholas Epley has studied how humans instinctively search for predictability in their environment, even assigning human-like reliability to things that are not human at all. It is why ancient sailors spoke to the stars as if they were guides. It is why some cultures personified constellations as ancestors watching over them, not because they truly believed the stars were alive, but because predictability itself felt like a kind of care. This reveals something uncomfortable about being human. We do not just want people who love us. We want people who behave consistently. And when the people around us cannot offer that, we quietly turn toward anything that can. Calendars, routines, screens that glow with the same blue light every single night. Ancient humans built entire calendars, migration schedules, and planting cycles around the sky because the sky never betrayed them. Not once. Not ever. Meanwhile, human relationships, then and now, remain beautifully, frustratingly unpredictable. So the next time you check a clock, instead of asking someone what time it feels like, the next time you trust a forecast over a gut feeling from a friend, the next time a fixed routine calms you more than any reassurance from another person could, remember that you are doing something your ancestors did under a much darker sky, with much higher stakes. You have never once questioned a star. And somewhere inside you, a very old part of your brain already knows exactly why.